Good evening and welcome. You're watching Breaking Views, the show where we get you all the views so that you get the complete picture. I'm Sanket Upadhyay. A big development has taken place just 30 or 40 minutes ago, where the Delhi police has arrested Alt News, which is a fact-checking website, its co-founder Mohammed Zubair. He has been arrested by the Delhi police. The Delhi police in a statement says that this is under sections of inciting communal passion, spreading hatred among different communities, and that's why he has been arrested. His other partner, Mohammed Zubair's other partner, Mr. Prateek Sinha, has also issued a statement where he says Zubair was called today by the special cell of Delhi for investigation in a 2020 case for which he already had a protection against arrest from the High Court. However, today at 6:45 p.m. we were told that he has been arrested in some other FIR for which no notice has been given, which is mandatory under the law for the sections under which he has been arrested. No FIR copy has also been given to us despite repeated requests. So that's the development as of this moment. This is the information that we have as of this moment. But what are the exact details? What is this case exactly in which this fact checker, who also opines on social media, has been arrested, Mohammed Zubair? I have with me first my colleague Arvind Gunasekar to help understand what this case really is. Arvind, would you be in a position to tell us that what case is this? Because the statement of Prateek Sinha says that he was summoned in a different case, arrested in a different FIR.
Yeah, Sanket, that's what our Delhi police sources are also saying, that he has been arrested in a new case under sections of IPC 153A, that is allegedly creating enmity between two communities, and another section 295A, that is allegedly hurting religious sentiment. So he has been arrested under these two sections. This is a new affair. That's what our sources in the Delhi police say. So according to Mohammed Zubair's team, in fact, he was summoned by the Delhi police for questioning in a different case. That particular case was registered in 2020. In that particular case, Zubair had moved the Delhi High Court and he has got a protection from arrest, an interim protection from arrest from the High Court. So with that High Court in order, Zubair appeared before the Delhi police and then he joined the investigation. But according to his legal team, that he was given the second FIR and he has been arrested in the second FIR. So that's where his legal team is saying that he has been arrested in the second FIR without a proper notice being issued to him. In fact, according to them, whenever there is a cognizable FIR, if the police intends to arrest someone, as per the Supreme Court guidelines, they should have given him a 41A CRP notice. But in this particular case, no such notice was issued to him, no such notice was given to him. In fact, he was summoned in a different case. He promptly appeared before the Delhi police, and during the course of the questioning, he was given the second FIR and he has been arrested in the second FIR. And according to his team, that they have not been served with the FIR copy nor with the summons copy. And that's why what we are also being told is that as of this moment, Delhi police is questioning Mohammed Zubair in this case, and tomorrow he will be produced before the competent court, and our sources say Delhi police wants to take him into further custody.
Question that I wanted to ask you, is this the same FIR or a different FIR where 32 people were named as a fallout of that Nupur Sharma episode, or do we not know this just yet? Because then there'll be an obvious question that others have not been arrested. Mr. Owaisi not arrested, Nupur not arrested, Jindal not arrested, but Zubair arrested.
Yeah, Sanket, like you mentioned, there were over 30 people named in that particular FIR. It doesn't look so that he has been arrested in that particular FIR. Like you mentioned, if he has been arrested in that FIR, then obviously the question would be, what action did the Delhi police say take against other people? Also very importantly, look at that FIR. That FIR has been registered at least 15-20 days back. So in that case, if the Delhi police had that FIR, why didn't they issue a notice to him in that particular FIR? Why was he called in a separate case in which he already has a protection from Delhi High Court? In the first case, when he is being questioned, why did the police come up with the second FIR and then why was he arrested? So that's something that the Delhi police has to answer. But what we are being told is that we have been given a very limited information saying that he has been arrested in a new case. Our sources, there is no per se statement, official statement that we have got from Delhi police as of yet, but our sources in the Delhi police have confirmed to us that he has been arrested under these two charges. Okay. That they have confirmed to us, and they have also said it's a new case.
Sure. Thanks very much, Arvind. Some political tweets have also started coming in. TMC's Derek O'Brien says strongly condemned the arrest of one of the world's finest journalists Zubair, who exposes the BJP's fake news factory every single day. Then there are other tweets also which will keep appearing on your screen right now. I would like to welcome our guest this evening, Prashant Bhushan. He's a public interest lawyer and activist. Yogen Yadav, member and former president of Swaraj India. Dr. Syed Asad Abbas, political analyst, supports the Congress. And Varun Singh is a political analyst, views lean towards the BJP. Thank you very much. Mr. Prashant Bhushan, I would like to begin with you first. What do you make of this FIR, this arrest?
No, it is very clear that this government, through its investigative agencies which are completely under their control, that this government is going after anybody who is exposing the hate news factory or the corruption or any wrongdoing by this government. Now, Mohammed Zubair, though he has been named in that FIR, there was absolutely no cause for him to be named in the FIR involving Nupur Sharma, because he had only pointed out the fact that Nupur Sharma's speech in that television program was a hateful speech, was hurting religious sentiments, etc. So today what is happening is that this government is going after those people who are exposing hate speech by claiming that they are promoting hate speech. And it's obvious that this government feels that they enjoy total impunity. They can go and arrest whoever they want. Firstly, of course, there is no cause for any FIR against Mohammed Zubair. Secondly, even if there was cause for an FIR, there is certainly no cause for arrest. I mean, the police and the agencies of this government believe that the moment they register an FIR, they have license to arrest anybody. That is not correct. The law on arrest has been very clearly laid down by the Supreme Court, that merely because there is an FIR, you will not arrest. You will arrest if and only if A, there is danger of that person fleeing from justice, B, there is danger that he will tamper with evidence, and C, that he has committed a heinous offense and he is likely to repeat that same offense again. Now, obviously, none of these grounds were present.
Are you of the opinion that this is being done to personally target someone who has raised questions against the establishment? Is that what your allegation is?
Yes,
Could that be the
it's very, very clear that this government is going after people who are raising questions about what the government is doing, or what the BJP and their leaders are doing. And the same thing has been done with Teesta Setalvad as well. Just because she is raising questions about Mr. Modi and
no, but then in the case of Ms. Setalvad, Mr. Bhushan, it was mentioned in the Supreme Court order. How would you respond to that,
Firstly, of course, I believe that it was the mentioning by the Supreme Court in that order, and the remarks that they made against her were totally uncalled for, totally unwarranted, totally arbitrary. But be that as it may, that was still not a cause for the ATS to arrest her. At best, they can register an FIR and investigate it, but there is certainly no cause to arrest her.
So your allegation is that the government is going after those who criticize, those who question, those who are raising matters. Yogendra Yadav, how do you view this arrest?
Sanket, normally one should not say I'm shocked, because nothing should shock us these days. But honestly, I'm truly shocked, especially because it's Zubair. I follow him on social media. And what has struck me, Sanket, about him is his sheer insistence on accuracy and factualness. Smallest of mistake he's willing to correct. And in case because not everyone would follow him, if there was propaganda against BJP based on false footage, false photograph, Zubair would say, no, we've checked, the photograph is false. This allegation against the BJP is wrong. So cutting across lines, Zubair had practiced this. For someone like him to be implicated and arrested can only send one signal, namely that giving hate speeches is all right, but talking about those hate speeches, informing the public that this is what is happening, is a crime. What is the government really worried about? Forget the technicalities. About legalities, Prashantji has already mentioned. Why is the government so really upset with Zubair? Simple answer is, Zubair was the person who made the whole world know about what Ms. Nupur Sharma had done. BJP was hoping that she had done what she has done, and that's all right. They kept quietly, and they were hoping that, it won't be noticed outside. Zubair made sure that the Indian public and then later on the world got to know about it. Zubair has systematically simply put on social media all the hate speeches, having checked it very, very carefully, all the hate speeches that have been delivered, and has simply asked this question: how can these people remain without any punishment? And today we've got the answer. So it's not those who deliver hate speeches, but someone who raises questions about those hate speeches, that person would be arrested. This is really a very sad day. Allow me to just mention quickly that this seems to be part of a larger thing that the government is doing in the last 2 or 3 days, because it's a crackdown on social media now. 2 of the accounts related to farmers' movement, Kisan Ekta Morcha and Tractor to Twitter, have been suspended. Questions have been asked about Rana Ayub. I think that may also be suspended. So it's part of a larger crackdown against social media, because now that mainstream media more or less has been captured, neutralized, now it's the turn of the social media.
Okay. PKD Nambiar, how would you respond? You have heard what Mr. Bhushan has to say, what Mr. Yadav says.
Well, I
have the
respect both
opinion
of
that
them.
this is a systematic crackdown.
Well, I respect both Yogendra ji and as well as Prashant Bhushan ji very well. They both are eminent people. But unfortunately, how come they are half blinded? They can only see one side of the mirror, but they can't see the other part. That's something very, very shocking. I mean, this is not somebody like the very reputed people like you guys. You people have been heard by millions of people in India, whether it is on through the on the social media or in Twitter and etc. Why I'm not going to talk about anything against Mohammed Zubair. Let that be on another side. But when Nupur Sharma is being talked about, on the same panel there was another co-panelist, Mr. Sharafuddin. He also did equally the same kind of a crime. But one word Yogendra ji is not talking about it. Why Zubair was only and only talking about Nupur Sharma, the same panel, the same video footage of if there was a 5-minute footage, there was 4-minute footage of Mr. Sharafuddin, who was criticizing, mocking Hindu god and goddesses. There is not even a single alt news has not covered.
No,
Why
but then is that a definition of crime now? Does that constitute hate speech? Does that constitute inciting passion? That if somebody is spreading hate and if you are not criticizing it, then you must be arrested.
Sanket, one thing I'll tell you. I am not going to talk about the hate speech at all. The reason being that the paribhasha of hate speech is now depending upon the people to people. I think let the courts in this country decide which is the hate speech, which is not the hate speech. But the only thing which I am talking about, yes, you are now talking about Mohammed Zubair is really Doodh ka dhula hua, one of the best person in the world, the best journalist in the world. Why that best journalist in the world was only and only cutting a video and propagating the Nupur Sharma, not the Sharafuddin? That is my humble question.
I
wanted both.
Yes, Yogen Yadav wants to come.
Give me an answer.
Let's have all the guests on the screen, please.
I am giving you an answer. Yeah. I'm giving you an answer, sir. It's a very valid question. It so happens that you've not had the opportunity to actually follow Zubair. As I said, I actually follow him. And he has single-handedly carried out a campaign to expose all these so-called Islamic scholars and Islamic leaders. He must have done some 50 tweets and social posts about these so-called Islamic scholars, so-called Islamic leaders, and what kind of hatred they promote. And he has been saying over the last months to say, why are these people not taken off television channels? Why are these people given any space? Why are these people not arrested? This is exactly what Zubair has been saying. Please go and study something before you talk about it.
I think today
Okay,
I
one
feel
moment
that
before you respond. There is a quick update.
I need
Prateek
to give
Sinha
a-
is
I
now
need to give
updated
a
that
rebuttal
after
to
the
Sir.
medical examination, Zubair is being taken to an undisclosed location. Neither his lawyers nor Prateek Sinha are being told where. He says we are in the police van with him. No police person is wearing any name tag. That's the update that has come in. Before you respond, Mr. Nambiar, let's go across to our other guests also, Dr. Abbas as well as Varun Singh, one by one. Your opening comments, please.
Certainly. I think, Sanket, my good friend PKT Nambiar has raised a very good point with respect to why doesn't Mohammed Zubair tweet about an Ilyas Sharafuddin? Immediately after this show, I'd like to retweet on the same video, a 3 to 4 minute video where Zubair has shared about Ilyas Sharafuddin, condemned his words, condemned his act. So PKD Nambiar, what you are saying, my friend, Zubair has already done that. Firstly, let me tell you, Zubair is like a brother to me. He hails from Bangalore City. Many conversations with him, Sanket ji. I've asked him, don't you fear showing the mirror to the government in power? All he said is, I come on board, be it a BJP, Congress or any party. My job is to bust the fake news. Many a times these IT cells of political parties come out in the open. This man, Sanket ji, was bound to be targeted by those in forces. Like there is a saying, Sardar bhi tumhara, Lashkar bhi tumhara, tum jhoot ko sach likh do, akhbar bhi tumhara. Time and again, there are arrests from BJP IT cell. Time and again, there are death threats against Zubair Bhai. Also, as a matter of fact, let me tell you, why isn't there an arrest of Nupur Sharma yet? But we see a Zubair, somebody who speaks those in power, questions those in power, bursts the fake news of those in power. He is now taken in the custody and arrest. This shows how the Bharatiya Janata Party is not just using the CBI, ED, IT, but also the police.
Okay, Dr.
The
Abbas,
Delhi
just one
police now
moment. My
coming under
colleague
Mr.
Arvind
Amit Shah.
Gunasekar has an update. The Delhi police statement is now out. Can we please have Arvind on screen, please? Arvind, I believe you have that statement. You may want to share it with us.
Yeah, Sanket, Delhi police has finally put out the statement, an official statement on the arrest of Mohammed Zubair, the co-founder of Alt News, wherein the Delhi police is clearly accepting the fact what all his team has been saying all this while. In fact, Delhi police say that he was called for questioning in a case that was registered in 2020. So he was called for questioning in that particular case, and he promptly appeared before that, before the police officer and investigating officer to join the investigation. But during the course of the investigation, the Delhi police say that they also found several objectionable tweets that led to further controversy or further divide between two communities, and that's why Delhi police, I'm just quoting the exact verbatim or the statement of Delhi police. The Delhi police say, in the month of June 2022, when Delhi police was alerted by a Twitter handle that Mohammed Zubair had earlier made an objectionable tweet and his followers, social media entities had amplified and created a series of debates, hate mongering in the thread. He was examined in this case, that is FIR number 172 of 2022. So this is the fresh case that the Delhi police has registered under section 153A and section 295A of IPC, and his role was found objectionable. He was evasive on the questions and neither provided the necessary technical equipment for the purpose of the investigation nor cooperated with the investigation. During the investigation, the conduct of Mohammed Zubair was found questionable, which warranted his custodial interrogation to unravel the conspiracy in this matter. Accordingly, he has been arrested and is being produced before the court for seeking further police custody. So Delhi police statement has also corroborated the information that has been put out by his team, another co-founder of Alt News. So Delhi police is also saying that he was called for questioning in 2020 case, but the Delhi police has also registered a fresh case for his tweet. That particular tweet is dated 2018. That's what our sources are saying. So for a tweet that was dated 2018, Delhi police has registered a fresh case, and then the fresh case today he has been arrested, and the Delhi police is producing before the competent court, where the Delhi police wants to take him into further custody.
Okay, Asaduddin Owaisi has also tweeted. He says arrest of Zubair is highly condemnable. He's been arrested with no notice and in some unknown FIR, total violation of due process. Mr. Varun Singh, what's your opinion?
You know, firstly, let me tell you, Zubair has been accused of deleting not less than 24 of his tweets that were objectionable. Recently, last week, there were so many people who brought out to the fore that he is deleting tweets that were objectionable. Not only that, he even deleted his Facebook page that he used to run, and he himself admitted that there were many objectionable posts on it, especially against Hindu deities. So he is not some, as PKD clearly said, Doodh ka dhula hua, the way especially two of the former politicians, one of them is a politician now, one is an advocate and a politician, they are trying to show it. And I don't know why it is so damn selective when it comes to, whom to support and whom not to. In Maharashtra, in May, two people, Nikhil Bhamre, a student, pharmacy student, was arrested for his tweets, which didn't even name anyone. And similarly, Ketki Chitle stayed in jail for 41 days, but none of these people came out in support of her. And Nikhil Bhamre, he's still behind the bars. He missed his exams, and these people remain quiet. What is this kind of selective outrage? If you have a problem with governments, talk about all governments. Congress, though, there's this person who's pro-Congress, apparently, as you mentioned about me being pro-BJP, though you don't have any proof. But okay, I am not going to challenge it. People who know me, who know my journalism, know how much I have criticized the BJP too, and how much I do it. But that's fine. I'm not going to get into such petty things that people want to do. But over here, as I said, Zubair's arrest, please do not show it as an arrest of on democracy, an attack on democracy. He has been very, 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 very much cunningly putting out tweets and then deleting them on several occasions.
Okay, fine. That's your opinion. Very quickly, Prashant Bhushan. PKD Nambiar, I'll come to you. So, Prashant Bhushan, there are two people over here, and in the eyes of the law, let the law be supreme, let the law decide. If some wrongdoing has been done, then the person will be brought to book. There are two panelists here who feel that this effort which is being made to present him as if he is some person with a halo around his head is not correct. How would you respond?
You see, as Yogenji has pointed out, Mohammed Zubair has been very diligently underlining and pointing out hate speech. But let's assume that he didn't point out some instances of hate speeches. That is not a crime. As you pointed out, that is not a crime. If there is some inconsequential person making some hate speech, or thousands of inconsequential persons making some hate speech, and on the other hand, you have the official national spokesperson of the BJP making a hate speech. If Mohammed Zubair points out and underlines the hate speech by the national spokesperson of the ruling party of the country, that is absolutely justified. And today, what the police is doing is, they are saying that the mere fact that Mohammed Zubair points out that this hate speech has been uttered by Nupur Sharma.
But
who said this?
Prashant Bhushan, I'm looking at the FIR.
Who said this?
The FIR does not mention that he has been arrested for merely attacking Nupur Sharma. The FIR talks about.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that today, the police appears to be saying that for Mohammed Zubair to point out a hate speech causes that hate speech to be spread further, and therefore that amounts to a crime under 153 or 295A. This is what the police seem to be saying, which is totally absurd.
Gentlemen, one by one.
Which is totally
completely out of his imagination. Your reporter nowhere mentioned
every citizen of this country is entitled to and is duty bound to point out that this kind of incendiary hate speech has been uttered and action needs to be taken. That does not mean that he then has a duty to point out every hate speech that is being made in the country. He can make a distinction. Anybody can make a distinction between
quick closing comments as I'm running out of time. Yogendra Yadav and then Mr. Nambiar. One by one, please. I'll come to you, Dr. Abbas also. Yeah. Mr. Yadav. So if he has done something wrong, if there is some tweet where he has allegedly spread hate in the past, let this not be seen as, because he is questioning the government, that's why he is being attacked. So the law will take its own course. That's the point being made by the other panelists. Your view.
Okay, this is like the bulldozer justice. I want to punish you because I saw you yesterday in a protest. Now I pick up something and tomorrow find out that your house is illegal and I come and demolish. And I go and announce the whole world, dekha, usko bata diya. What is it? I'm sure the FIR will never say that they are catching Zubair because he happened to tell the world about what Nupur Sharma did. Of course, FIR would be smarter. I mean, I think police officers and lawyers are paid to do those smart things. But why is it that Zubair is in news today? He is in news today because over the last few weeks, he has systematically, courageously, relentlessly exposed hate speech in this country. Now, today, if they find something that he did in 2018, 2017, and arrest him for that, who exactly are they trying to fool?
Okay, very quickly, PKD Nambiar and then Dr. Abbas. Closing comments, running out of time.
One thing I wanted to give a credit to Yogendra ji, the way he portray even any kind of things like what a conviction you are talking about, sir. Today you have not even partly also even studied about the Zubair's case. May I ask Prashant Bhushan one case today, ask you one question, sir. Is mocking Hindu god and goddesses are a part of hate speech? Or is it only for Prophet, if calling the name of Prophet Muhammad is the hate speech?
No, you take action, no. See, the point is, the position is very clear. Hate is hate.
No, today I want Prashant Bhushan to tell me on this panel or to the whole viewers of NDTV, is mocking Hindu god and goddesses are also hate or not?
Look, I am not aware of which tweet of his mocked Hindu gods and Hindu goddesses in a manner which can be considered to be hate. If that is the case,
you watch Bollywood movies, sir? Are you on Twitter? Are you on social media? You tweet every second minute and you say that you don't even have.
If that is the case, he can certainly be investigated. But for him to be arrested in this manner for some tweet of 2018 is clearly and blatantly mala fide.
Okay, I've run out of time. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Let's just see how this case is going to progress. We are hearing that he is going to be presented in court tomorrow. We'll track all the latest details and much more right here on this show. Good night and good night.